There is a level of discipline that makes people look at you like you are built from a different material. Not because you are loud, not because you are extreme, but because you are consistent in a way that feels almost inhuman. You have seen that kind of person. They do not start and stop. They do not announce. They do not negotiate. They just move. Every day, even when life punches them in the throat. And when people watch that for long enough, they get uncomfortable. Because your consistency becomes a mirror. It shows them their excuses in 4K. Now here is the truth most people do not want to hear. Bad habits do not survive against a system that is small enough to start and strong enough to last. Not motivation, not a new personality, not a 30-day miracle, a system. Today I am going to show you one. It is simple, almost insulting in how small it begins, but it is built from a powerful combination of Japanese principles that are designed to change the way a human being lives. And I want to warn you before we start. This will go against everything modern self-improvement culture pushes. It will offend your ego because it makes you start microscopic. So microscopic, you will think it does nothing. Until you wake up one day and realize your old self cannot find the door back to you anymore. Before we get into it, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment the habit you want to destroy. Not your full plan, just the habit. I read these comments and I build videos from them. Now let us go. Chapter 1: The Quiet Collapse. I want to tell you the story of a woman named Lena. Lena was 33, a project coordinator in a construction office. Sharp, capable, the person everyone trusted to fix chaos. From the outside, she looked fine. From the inside, she was drowning under a habit that kept growing teeth in her life. It was not alcohol. It was not drugs. It was something that destroys more people quietly than any substance. Food plus stress plus exhaustion. Every night she promised tomorrow would be different. Every morning she woke up with that classic burst of hope, and by afternoon she was already bargaining with herself. Just one snack. You worked hard. Just today. Tomorrow we reset. You deserve comfort. And then night came, and the cycle repeated itself. She was not lazy. She was tired. Her days were packed. Traffic, meetings, deadlines, family responsibilities. Her brain was constantly switched on, constantly solving other people's problems. When her body asked for relief, her mind reached for the fastest exit. Sugar, bread, delivery, convenience. The weight crept up slowly over 5 years. First 10 kilos, then 20, then another 10. She stopped taking photos in family gatherings. She started choosing loose clothes even in summer. She began avoiding stairs not because they were impossible, but because they made her feel ashamed. The worst part was not the mirror. The worst part was that she stopped trusting herself. Every failed attempt wrote a new sentence in her identity. I cannot hold a promise. I always return to the same mess. Something is wrong with me. And when a person starts believing that, they do not need a bad habit to destroy them. Their own self-image does it for free. Then the collapse happened. One afternoon, Lena was walking out of her office to the parking lot. She was carrying a heavy folder, moving fast as usual. Halfway to the car, her chest tightened. Her breathing turned shallow. Her legs felt light, like they were not even hers. She leaned on a wall, dizzy. It passed after a minute. She told herself it was stress. She told herself it was heat. She told herself anything except the truth. That night, she sat alone in her room and searched symptoms online. Her hands were shaking, because deep down she knew this was not just weight. This was her body calling a meeting she could not keep postponing. The next day, she called her aunt, the one person in her family who had transformed and kept it. Her aunt was not just thinner, she was calmer, more durable, like someone who had learned the secret code of consistency. Lena asked her straight, "How did you actually change? Not for 2 weeks, not for a month, for real." Her aunt said one line that sounded useless. "I stopped trying to win fast. I started trying to return daily." And she gave Lena an address. Chapter 2. The Small Clinic. 2 days later, Lena sat in a simple clinic that felt more like a quiet library than a hospital. Wood, light, plants, silence. A doctor walked in. Dr. Aya Nishimura. Late 50s, calm voice, clear eyes. The kind of person whose presence already slows your nervous system down. Lena explained everything. The eating, the stress, the promises, the shame, the chest episode. She waited for the usual speech about calories, gym, discipline. Dr. Aya did none of that. She asked one question. "How many times have you tried to change?" Lena counted in her head. Maybe 8, maybe 10. Diets, fasting, boot camps, running clans, apps, challenges, motivation phases. And how long did they last? 2 weeks? A month? Once 3 months before work pressure destroyed it again. Dr. Aya nodded. "You are not failing because you are weak. You are failing because your strategy is violent." Lena blinked. "Violent?" "Yes. You are trying to burn down a 5-year habit in a 2-week war. Your brain interprets drastic change as a threat, so it protects you by pulling you back to what feels familiar." Then Dr. Aya said something simple but sharp. "We will not fight your habit. We will outlast it." She leaned forward slightly. "I want you to start with a micro vow. A vow so small your ego will hate it." Lena waited. "Every day after you wake up, you will stand up, walk to your kitchen, and eat one piece of fruit or one small bowl of something natural. Not a diet, not a replacement meal, just one clean first bite. Then you stop." "That is it?" "That is it," Dr. Aya said. 14 days, no other changes, no pressure to eat perfectly, no gym plan, no guilt. Just this one clean opening move each day. Lena almost laughed. "Doctor, I need to lose 30 kilos. One fruit does not fix that." Dr. Aya smiled without arguing. "You're right. This will not make you thin in 14 days. What it will do is more important. It will teach your brain one thing. I keep promises now. You have not needed a diet. You have needed evidence. Evidence that you are not a person who breaks every vow. Lena left the clinic annoyed and intrigued at the same time. She felt like she had been given a child's task. But that night, she put an apple next to her keys, so she could not ignore it in the morning. The next day, she woke up, reached for her phone, saw the apple, and ate it. Day 2, she ate a banana. Day 3, a few dates. Day 4, an orange. Something weird started happening. She began wanting to complete it. Not because it changed her body, because it changed her self-respect. On day 10, she woke up before her alarm, walked straight to the kitchen, did it without debate. 14 days later, she returned. Dr. Aya asked one thing. Did you do it every day? Lena nodded. How do you feel? Honestly? Proud. I did not change much else, but I did not break it. Dr. Aya looked satisfied. That is Kaizen. Small daily improvement that compounds. You do not need to become a new person overnight. You need to become 1% better than yesterday. Now, we add the second micro vow. Chapter 3. The 80% Rule. Keep the clean first bite. But now I want you to shrink your plate. Not the food on it, the plate itself. Lena frowned. What? Use a smaller plate for lunch and dinner. Do not count calories. Do not measure portions. Just a smaller plate. If you are hungry later, you can eat again after 20 minutes. But first, eat what fits in the smaller plate. Again, it sounded too small. But she had already built the first vow, so she trusted the process. The first week felt strange. She finished meals and waited. Her mind screamed for more. Then the 20 minutes passed, and the hunger faded, because she was not hungry. Her body was trained to overflow. This principle is called HARA HACHI Bu. Most people eat until the stomach is full. The Japanese tradition taught people to stop when they are 80% full, because the signal of fullness arrives late, and by the time your brain receives it, you are already over the edge. Lena stopped fighting herself. She just let time do the work. 3 weeks later, she had lost 2 kilos. Nothing dramatic, but her face looked calmer. Her energy felt steadier. Dr. Aya said 2 words. Direction matters more than speed. Then she added the third vow. Chapter 4. Movement without negotiation. I do not want you to join a gym. I do not want you to buy equipment. I do not want you to punish your body. I want you to walk 5 minutes a day right after work. Not more. 5. Lena almost protested. 5 minutes? That is not exercise. Correct. It is identity training. Your body must relearn that you are a moving person. If you force a 40-minute walk on a tired brain, it rebels. 5 minutes slips under the rebellion radar. So Lena walked. In a parking lot, around her building, sometimes in the hallway of her apartment. 5 minutes. On day 4, she felt silly. On day 8, she felt lighter. On day 14, she walked 10 minutes without thinking. Not because she was pushed, because the habit began pulling her.
By month 2, she was walking 20 minutes daily, not through discipline, through automatic expansion. That is Kaizen again. Start microscopic. Let momentum grow. Chapter 5. The Purpose Anchor. At her next visit, Dr. Iyer asked a question that Lena did not expect. Why are you doing this? To lose weight. No, why are you really doing this? Lena paused. She thought of her niece's wedding next year. She thought of seeing herself in photos without hiding. She thought of living past 50 without fear. She thought of feeling clean inside her own body. She said quietly, "I want to feel alive again. I want to trust myself again." Dr. Iyer nodded. That is Ikigai, your reason for living. Weight loss is not your purpose. It is the obstacle between you and your purpose. When your purpose is clear, your habits stop depending on motivation, because motivation burns fast. Purpose burns long. From that day, when Lena felt tempted to break her vows, she did not argue about food. She remembered her purpose. Chapter 6. The Relapse That Did Not Kill Her. 3 months in, Lena had lost 9 kilos. Then came a hard week. A project crash at work, arguments at home, sleepless nights. One Thursday, she ate badly. Friday was worse. Saturday, she stayed inside and ordered comfort food. That old voice came back. You ruined it. You are back to zero. Just give up. But Dr. Iyer had prepared her. She had taught Lena WABI SABI. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is complete. Imperfection is not a threat. It is normal. You do not need perfection to transform. You need return. So the next morning, Lena ate her clean first bite, even though she felt guilty, even though she felt like a fraud. She returned. That single return protected the entire system, because your old self only returns when you create a gap. No gap, no comeback. Dr. Iyer called this the return protocol. If you fall, do not restart everything. Just return to the smallest vow immediately. That is Gambaru, enduring the hard day without collapsing the path. Chapter 7. The Second Identity. 6 months passed. Lena had lost 16 kilos, but the deeper change was invisible. She no longer thought of herself as someone trying to change. She began to see herself as someone who lives with structure. She still ate treats sometimes, but her plate was smaller. Her walks were non-negotiable. Her clean first bite was automatic. Her nervous system had learned a new baseline. At 9 months, she had lost 24 kilos. Her chest episodes vanished. Her blood work improved. Her sleep got deeper. Her mood stabilized. But her favorite moment was small. One evening, her little nephew asked her to play football in a park. She said yes without thinking. She ran with him. Afterwards, she realized she had not felt embarrassed once. That was victory. Not the kilos, the freedom.
Chapter 8. The Full System. Here is what Lena learned and what you need to understand. This system is not about weight. It is about any bad habit that keeps resurrecting itself. It has 5 pillars. Ikigai. Know why you want to change. Your purpose is the anchor. Kaizen. Start microscopic. Improve 1% daily. HACHI. Practice moderation, not starvation. WABI. Expect imperfection. Do not worship perfection. Return fast. Gambaru. Endure the hard days by doing the minimum vow. Momentum matters more than mood. The entire system begins with one micro vow you cannot fail. A vow so small that excuses look stupid. Because the first battle is not losing weight or quitting addiction. The first battle is proving to yourself that you keep promises now. Once your brain believes that, everything else becomes possible. Chapter 9. Your turn. Maybe your habit is food. Maybe it is smoking. Maybe it is procrastination. Maybe it is a screen addiction that steals hours while you stare at your life going nowhere. The habit does not matter. The mechanism is the same. You are not broken. You are just using a strategy that tries to change faster than your nervous system can survive. So here is your challenge. Choose the smallest change you can imagine. So small, you feel embarrassed even naming it. 1 glass of water after waking. 1 clean first bite. 1 minute of stretching. 2 push-ups. 1 page of reading. 1 5-minute walk. Pick one. 14 days. Nothing else. Do not chase a transformation. Chase evidence. When you reach day 14, you will have rewritten a line in your identity. I do what I say. I return. I continue. Then you add the next micro vow. And months from now, you will not recognize the person you used to be. Not because you had a motivational week, because you built a system that outlasted your old self. There is a level of discipline that makes people look at you with fear. And it does not come from being extreme. It comes from being unbreakably consistent at the smallest level, every day, for long enough that your identity has no choice but to change. If this video helped you, comment below your micro vow. Not your full plan, not your dream transformation, just the smallest promise you will keep starting tomorrow. I will read them, and I will be here for your return. See you in the next video. And remember, start tiny, return daily, outlast the habit.